Welcome, focused learners. Have you ever felt totally overwhelmed by a giant mountain of flashcards? You know the feeling, staring at a screen until the words just start blurring together. Well, take a deep breath because you are in the exact right place. Tonight, we are stepping away from all that chaos. This explainer is specifically designed as a serene, distraction-free midnight study session. We're going to lower the cognitive load, slow down the pace, and deliberately dive into some of the absolute most challenging GSAT-level vocabulary out there. The goal here is true understanding, not just rote memorization. So, let's dive right into this calming progression together. We're keeping things super clean and minimalist tonight, completely stripped of all that visual noise. It's really just you, me, and the text. Over the next few minutes, we're going to calmly conquer 10 complex vocabulary questions, step by step. We'll break down every single sentence, dissect all the multiple choice options, and I'll give you the exact memory tricks you need to lock these definitions into your long-term memory for good. All right, first up, targeting the above-average 12-level score. Let's build your foundation. Mastering these first 5 questions is absolutely crucial to securing the essential vocabulary you need for a strong, reliable score. So our first scenario goes like this. Due to the unexpected storm, the organizers had to blank the outdoor concert and reschedule it for the following weekend. The context here is really the key. A sudden storm is forcing event organizers to do something to an outdoor music concert and change its date. The correct choice here is A, call off, which simply means to cancel. What's really interesting about this phrasal verb is its frequency. It is incredibly common in exams, especially whenever an event is canceled due to weather or strikes. But we can't ignore the other choices. Backup means to support someone or, back up your computer files. Put forward is when you propose a plan or maybe advance a date. And holdover means to extend, postpone, or cause something to remain in a position for longer. Because the sentence explicitly mentions rescheduling due to a storm, call off is our perfect fit. Moving right along, let's build on that momentum. The whistleblower decided to blank vital documents to the press, exposing the company's illegal dumping of toxic waste. So here, we have an internal whistleblower revealing confidential papers to media journalists. The answer is C, leak. Now, this brilliantly illustrates a classic multi-meaning word. You're probably thinking of leak as, say, a liquid escaping through a hole in a pipe, right? But here, it means letting secret information escape into the public eye. As for the others, well, accommodate means to provide lodging or to adapt to a need. Channel is actually a great verb meaning to direct funds, energy, or even emotions toward a specific route. And compound means to make a bad situation even worse or to mix components together. So when you're dealing with secrets and the press, leak is the exact word you need. All right, watch out for this next one. It is a fantastic trap. The doctor warned that a lack of sleep could blank the patient's immune system, making them more vulnerable to infections. The context is pretty clear. A physician is warning a patient that sleep deprivation will severely damage their biological defense system. The answer is A, compromise. Now, wait just a second. Doesn't compromise mean to reach an agreement or negotiate? It absolutely does, but this right here is an advanced vocabulary trap. Exams love its alternative meaning, which is to expose health, safety, or reputation to danger due to foolish behavior. Think of this little memory trick. When you compromise with an enemy, you actually end up endangering your own safety. To put it into a context you might know all too well, staying up all night to cram for exams will severely compromise your immune system and your long-term memory. Looking at the other options, cultivate is to foster a habit or till land, pursue is to chase a target, and domesticate is to tame wild animals. Literally none of those fit a weakened immune system. Let's keep this calm momentum going. After weeks of dry weather, the sudden downpour brought great blank to the farmers who were worried about their dying crops. Okay, we have a prolonged drought, an unexpected heavy rainstorm, and agricultural workers who are super anxious about wilting crops. The correct choice is A, relief. Relief is that profound emotional comfort. You know that feeling of total relaxation when pain, anxiety, or distress is suddenly lifted? A must-know phrase for your exams is to one's relief. Let's just calmly eliminate the others. Penalty is a punishment, or maybe a sports penalty kick. Dynamic can refer to forces that produce change or a really vibrant energy. And suspicion is a feeling that something is possible or true. The rain didn't bring punishment or suspicion, right? It brought sweet, sweet relief. And this brings us to the final question of our first tier. The new government policy aims to blank poverty by providing free education and job training to low-income families. So, a legislative initiative is explicitly targeting the reduction of economic hardship. The perfect fit here is A, alleviate. To alleviate means to make suffering, a deficiency, or a problem less severe. It specifically pairs or collocates with words like pain, poverty, or even traffic congestion. Here is a great memory trick for you. Alleviate looks a bit like the word leave. When you make your pain or stress leave, you alleviate it. For example, listening to calming music and practicing deep breathing can effectively alleviate test anxiety. Now, definitely notice choice B, aggravate. That is the exact opposite. It literally means to make a bad situation worse. Evaluate means to assess value, and advocate means to publicly support a cause. All right, take a deep, slow breath. You have completely mastered the foundation. We are now targeting the top tier for a 15-level score. These next 5 questions are going to challenge your assumptions, but we are going to conquer them together. First up in the elite tier, to ensure full transparency, the committee decided to blank all confidential files regarding the controversial budget allocation. The committee wants everything out in the open. Therefore, they decided to A, disclose. Let's quickly break down the roots of disclose because it's brilliant in its simplicity. Dis means the opposite, or to open, and close obviously means to shut. So to disclose is literally to unshut or open something up for everyone to see. Choice B, withhold, is its exact antonym. It means to deliberately keep information back. Manipulate means to control something or someone, usually in a really negative or unfair way. And forge is to create a fake copy of a document or signature. Obviously, for full transparency, you absolutely must disclose. Now, prepare yourself for what I like to call a hell-level multi-meaning trap. The hacker claimed that he did not intend to steal money. He merely wanted to highlight a blank vulnerability in the bank's security encryption. The answer is A, patent. I know exactly what you're thinking. Isn't a patent a legal document for a new invention? Yes, for sure. But when used as an adjective, patent means obvious or clearly visible. It is a favorite trap in high-level reading comprehension. So here is your memory trick. Imagine an inventor who finally gets their coveted patent certificate. What do they do with it? They frame it and hang it in the most obvious, highly visible place on their office wall. So a patent vulnerability is a glaringly obvious one. Critical means crucial or at a crisis point. Physical relates to the body or tangible things. And severe means very harsh. The hackers simply wanted to point out a patent flaw. Next up, we're stepping into international politics. The international community decided to impose economic blank against the country in response to its repeated violations of human rights. The context here is punishing a country. The answer is A, sanctions. So, the crucial point to remember is that sanctions is actually a double-edged word. It can mean official permission, but in the context of international news, especially when paired with the verb impose, it absolutely 100% means economic penalties or punishments. Imposing sanctions means cutting off trade. Let's look at the other options real quick. Remedies are cures or solutions. Incentives are rewards designed to encourage good behavior, and breakthroughs are major, sudden discoveries. None of those are punishments, right? Moving right along to a sentence with some true philosophical depth. In his autobiography, the retired judge reflects on the blank of human nature, demonstrating how good and evil can coexist in the same person. The correct choice is A, paradox. A paradox is basically a situation, person, or thing that combines completely contradictory features or qualities. It seems impossible that good and evil could coexist in one person, yet it's true. Think about the modern social media paradox. Social media connects the entire world, yet it so often makes people feel more isolated than ever before. That bizarre contradiction is a paradox. Perspective is simply a point of view. Prosperity means wealth and success, and dynamic refers to the forces that stimulate change within a system. And here we are, we have reached our final sentence of the night. Despite facing multiple rejections early in her career, the author's blank spirit eventually led to the publication of her best-selling novel. So, someone facing endless rejections but finally succeeding must have a spirit that simply cannot be broken. The answer is A, indomitable. Let's deconstruct this beautiful word for a second. In means not, domit comes from the root word for dominate or conquer, and able means capable of. Put it all together, a spirit that is incapable of being conquered or dominated, an indomitable spirit. Contrast that with choice B, vulnerable, which means easily physically or emotionally hurt. Choice C, superficial, means existing only on the surface, entirely lacking depth. And choice D, cynical, means believing that people are motivated purely by self-interest. To overcome that much rejection, you definitely need an indomitable will. And just like that, our midnight session is complete. You stayed focused, you kept the visual noise to a minimum, and you successfully navigated 10 incredibly complex vocabulary structures. Remember, the core lesson we covered here today. The difference between an average score and a top-tier elite score very often lies in mastering the alternative, hidden definitions of words you probably thought you already knew, words like compromise, leak, and patent. So, as you close this explainer and return to your own quiet studies, I want to leave you with this final, thought-provoking question. What previously hidden meaning will you uncover next? Keep studying smart, stay focused, and I'll catch you in the next session.